So let's get comfortable, my people. We're gonna do our meditation today. We're gonna get into the light meditation. We're gonna use the light as a metaphor for all the things that are good, all the things that are good for ourselves, for each other, and for every living being, every object in the world. So, welcome, Jesus, as you're coming in. We're just getting comfortable right now. If you are sitting in a chair or otherwise, can put 2 feet flat on the floor, hands like little cups on your lap, your thigh, wherever they fall naturally. And let's just start paying attention to our breathing. And we're slowly breathing and just enjoy breathing. It feels so good to just breathe. The thing that happens unconsciously, we're bringing consciousness to it now, we're bringing awareness to it now, awareness to our breathing to help us get into the holy instant or into the now. No past, no future, we're just here right now. And if you feel your attention being pulled into the past or into the future or into somewhere that's not right now, that is okay. That's part of the meditation practice. You're not doing anything wrong, but just gently bring your attention back to the breathing or back to the practice. And let's put a little circle of light directly around us on the floor. And this little circle of light helps us to send a message to our subconscious mind that this is a space for us, for me, and nothing else can enter my space. Similarly, we want to detach any special meaning or special relationship to me, Javier, as the facilitator, that any one of us could just as easily facilitate this meditation, but that anything I say as an instruction that you are repeating to yourself in your inner monologue. So that the words aren't coming from me, but that they're coming from you, that everything we're experiencing tonight is a conscious choice that you're choosing into, not something you're being pulled into. And so you're enjoying being with yourself and leading yourself. We're actually giving up the work to our higher consciousness, to the high C that is guiding this work. And so now that we're sitting comfortably in our chair or in lotus position, now we're going to imagine that we're all sitting together in a circle, and at the center of our circle, there's a little candle, maybe sitting on a table or a stool. And let's imagine that the light from this candle represents everything that is good for ourselves and for others, including love, truth, peace, non-violence, and right action. Including all the things that you can imagine that is good for us, for each other, and for everything, every living thing, every inanimate object that also has a spirit in the world. And now let's imagine that little light from the candle. Imagine moving it towards your forehead and just feel the warmth of the candle as it starts to warm your forehead. I like to think of a nice warm fireplace. You walk in to the house, you see the fireplace, you feel the fireplace maybe after being outside in the cold. That is a good, calming, healing warmth. And now imagine bringing that little candlelight into your head till it rests at the center of your head. Where there is light, there can be no darkness. Feel your head being illuminated in every organ, every muscle, every bone, that every part of your head is filled with light. Where there is light, there can be no darkness. And we're going to ask the light to help us to think good thoughts. It's very, it seems to be very easily, let me not speak in absolutes, it seems to be very easy to be pulled into negativity, into concern, into worry, into fear. Those thoughts seem to be ever present in so many people around us. And we're going to love people exactly as we are. And when that urge comes up to think negative things, we're going to remember, we're going to ask the light for help in any moment. Help me to think good thoughts. And you continue breathing. And as you breathe, let's imagine that little candlelight at the center of our head start to move down into our mouth, into our throat, into our chest. And at the center of your chest, imagine in your heart space a beautiful flower with a bud that is closed, whatever flower appears to you. You don't have to know its name. And as that little candlelight moves down and makes contact with the flower, imagine it blossom petal by petal by petal. Imagine the flower becoming perfectly luminous and completely opening. Feel your heart become open. Feel your heart become pure. And as that light keeps spreading in your chest, imagine your chest is filled with light and it is shining a light on any illusion that we might call guilt or shame or any feeling that causes you a pain, anything that is something bad about you, any illusion, emotional illusion is being completely and utterly obliterated by light, just as we would turn on the light and all the shadow disappears. Feel your heart become open, feel the flower become luminous, and feel it completely, in its light, obliterates any guilt or shame. Not through a destruction, but through an illumination that helps us to see that it was just an illusion, it was just a shadow. It wasn't real. And what we're left with is guiltlessness of whatever you feel that you've done wrong or made someone upset, that it's not real, and that you have perfect guiltlessness, and that the light loves you exactly as you are. And you just luxuriate in the feeling of being totally and completely loved right now. And now imagine that light spreading through your abdomen, into your belly, into your sea of chi. Imagine the light spreading throughout your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your forearms, and into your hands and fingers. Imagine that your hands and your fingers are filled with light. And we're going to ask the light to help us to do good things. To do good things for others, to do good things for ourselves, to serve others in every way we can, to think, what more can I give? And knowing that when we do good service, we do good action, right action, that leads to good thoughts. And we have good thoughts, that leads to good feelings. When we have good feelings, we just want to do more good action, more serving other people and serving ourselves. And let's just enjoy that beautiful loop of love between the head, the heart, and the hands. And then continue to allow the light to move down our abdomen, past our belly, into our reproductive area, our legs, our knees, our shins, our calves, our ankles, and into our feet and toes. Now imagine that your feet and your toes are filled with lights. Let's ask the light to help us to walk to good places, to meet good people, to make an impact in the world simply by showing up, because our presence is the gift. I know I can often show up to a space and think I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to talk to this person, I need to make them feel welcome and them feel comfortable. Doing as if doing was any marker of my value. And so I just ask the light to help me. Remember, all I have to do is show up and be present, and my presence is a blessing wherever I go, and for whoever is lucky enough to be around me, I'm a blessing, and they bless me too. So we ask the light to help us to walk to good places, to meet good people, to carry out the goal of our life, which can simply be to be ourselves. What a courageous thing to just be ourselves. Now let's imagine the light traveling up from starting from the base of our spine, moving up each and every vertebrae of our back. And slowly as the light moves closer to the top of the spine, you can start to imagine fingers of light massaging your shoulders and your neck, where many people can carry tension and stress. Maybe some of us can have a feeling of having so much pressure on us and the weight of the world. And we're just going to let the light hold and carry. The fingers of light, the hands of light, just carry whatever heaviness we think we need to carry. And just like rest in the hands of light that can carry anything. No weight is too great. And just relax and soften as we feel the weight melting off of us, feeling more and more weightless with every breath we take. That light means luminous, but light also means lightweight, to be in our lightness, and the wonderful feeling of weightlessness like a feather. Now let's bring the light fully into our mouth and imagine that your mouth is filled with light. And we're going to ask the light to help us to say good things, to say kind, good, and beautiful things, to sing beautiful songs at the top of our lungs, and to be aware of the desire to speak ill, and when others are speaking ill, to be aware of the gravitational pull to join in for the sake of belonging and oneness and togetherness. And instead choose a oneness that comes from speaking good, kind words to others and to ourselves. That we can make a commitment and ask the light to help us with this commitment to only say good things. And that even if there's someone we're struggling with, we're having a challenge with, that we can praise them even for the qualities they are not yet exhibiting. Because people can tend to live into the reputation that we paint for them. We might be able to help them see a part of themselves that they can't see yet. That is the power of our word, and we can use it. We can make a commitment today to use it for good. We can ask the light to help us. Help me use my words for good. They're so powerful. I want them to have a good, positive impact. Now bring the light into your ears. Imagine your ears are filled with light, and we're going to ask the light to help us to hear goodness, to hear good things, to take the words that we hear and hear the goodness in them, even if they might be nasty words or sour words or hateful words. Let's ask the light to help us to discern the words that others are saying, to really listen, and to be quick to listen and slow to interpretation, to really just hear what the person is saying and to possibly understand that everything that someone says and does is either an expression of love or a request for love. To hear that what people have to say and what they do is either an expression of love or a request for love. And to make space every day to really hear others, to hear ourselves, our inner wisdom. So much wisdom to share if we make the time to really listen. We're going to ask the light to help us to listen that deeply. And next, we're going to bring the light into our eyes and imagine that our eyes are filled with light. And we're going to ask the light to help us to see good, to see good things, to see good in others, to see good in ourselves. So much goodness in ourselves and in others if we can take the time to look and if we can see through the eyes of love. See through the eyes of love, to truly see ourselves, to see within each other. Help us see like that, to see the path forward when we're in doubt, when we're in darkness, when we're not sure what's going to happen. We're going to ask the light to help us see the way forward. And that usually we're doing much better than we think we are. We're much further along than we think we are. To not stop moving, to keep moving forward, because the breakthrough might be right there around the next corner. We're going to ask the light to help us see like that. Finally, bring the light to the top of your head, to your crown. And we're going to send the light out in the form of love and kindness first to each other, filling this space with light. Imagine threads of light connecting each of us to the higher consciousness, to the high sea. See that we're all connected in the same way. And now we're expanding the light like a bubble that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger to envelop our neighborhood, our state, our region, our country, our continent. Feel the bubble of light expanding to envelop the entire world. Sending our light to every person, regardless of class, color, or creed. To every realm of nature, every bird, every insect, every animal, every fish, every lake, every sea, every ocean, every blade of grass, every tree, every mountain. So absolutely everywhere in the world is filled with your light. And now let's keep expanding that bubble of light beyond the confines of our planet to touch other planets in our system, to join with the light of the sun, to keep expanding beyond our system, asteroids, nebula, beyond our galaxy, to touch other galaxies. Our light is expanding bigger. And now send the light to every corner of the universe imaginable, till everywhere, absolutely everywhere is filled with your light. And let's rest in this bigness of who we really are, in the bigness of this gigantic light that is everywhere that is imaginable to be. And repeat after me. I am in the light. The light is in me. I am the light. And let's just enjoy this feeling of how big we are, this magnitude of who we really are for just a few moments. And now keep the feeling of bigness as long as you can. When we open our eyes and look at each other, we're going to see the bigness and focus once more on that little light at the center of your chest, where your flower is, where your heart is. The light that's always been there will always be there. And let's say thank you to the light for whatever happened in this time together. 99.99% we have no idea what just happened. We feel so big. We feel so accompanied, so taken care of, so together, so guiltless, so magnanimous, so infinite, so human, so loved. Let's say thank you for the light for helping us to receive whatever we receive today, and let's promise to return regularly. And then let's continue to be the light in dark places so that we may illuminate the path for anyone lucky enough to be walking close by us. We're all walking each other home. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch out your arms and legs. Stretch in any way that feels good. And we are so grateful to be together again, to be practicing together again, to be putting our energies together again, and to feel how precious that is. My dearest meditators, my dearest rock stars, my dearest caring people who care about other people, who love, who know the power of love, who are dedicated to love, who are making the world a better place just by being, just by showing up. Yes, you. So wonderful to be practicing together. As we get started with this week, we're continuing our practice of human values, the value of the week. This week, through the lens of right action, we are practicing the value of collaboration. Thought of the week is always better when done together. Let's say it together. 1, 2, ready, go. Always better when done together. So we're practicing the value of collaboration through the lens of right action. And the intention is to learn how to work collaboratively in all aspects of life, include work, family, friends, and changing the world together. I'm especially going to a lot of music festivals lately, and we were in Vegas for EDC, the Electric Daisy Carnival. So good. Some of the best DJs in the world performing. And I just was sitting in the stands on the third night and watching everyone just move together, just moving together to the same beat, to the same song. And I was just like, wow, no one's fighting, no one's being rude. Everyone is at peace, loving this music together. And it inspired me so much. So to do anything really together is so beautiful. We're meditating together. Soon we'll be dancing together, hopefully. Lisa Fernanda Human Values Music Festival. Or eating dinner together. It's whatever we can do. The collaboration is so powerful. Yeah. So let's find ways that we can work and collaborate together. Uh, do you have someone you're in a relationship with? Do you have family members? Are there children in your life? Do you have students? We're creating these incredible, beautiful conversation cards. It's been like a month of the conversation cards. And I'm just so blown away with how beautiful they are and how they help us to open up a conversation with our young ones because that's our future. So we want to invest in our young ones and teach them how to love and show them that we care about what's going on in their internal world by making a foundation for communication again. Communication. The ego just wants bodies together, but the soul, the heart wants actual communication. What is happening in you? And I'm still learning too. I'm still learning how to communicate better. We're all learning. And to be able to do this practice together is so beautiful. So thank you for collaborating, making meditation group a success. And then if you have anyone that you think would benefit from the conversation cards, you can just forward them the email. And that way they can sign up and get this beautiful gift every Friday morning. All right. Thank you so much.